Okay, fantastic. Hello and welcome, everyone. My name is Peace Mitchell, and this is my co-founder, Katie Garner.
Good morning, everyone.
And before we begin, I would like to pay my respects to the traditional owners of the land that we live and work on, the people of Mamu country in North Queensland. And I'd also like to pay my respects and acknowledge traditional owners and elders past and present right across Australia and the Torres Strait. So we are here talking about the AusMumpreneur Awards. Now, we had scheduled a presentation with Emma and Laura from My Mummy. We've postponed that session to happen next week. So today you've got Katie and I, and we are going to be taking you through the whole awards process. So knowing which categories to apply for, knowing how long the questions are. We're going to be answering all of those kind of questions about the whole application process and everything involved to help you get ready. So if this is your very first time entering the awards, this is a great session for you to understand what's involved and how to make sure you have everything ready to go for your entry. All right, so we have put together a presentation. So I'm going to share my screen now and take you through that. All right, sharing my screen. So yes, the 2026 AusMumpreneur Awards are happening in Sydney this year, and they're happening from the 14th to the 16th of September. And we'll be hosting the AusMumpreneur Conference, the VIP experience, and of course, the AusMumpreneur Awards presentations. This year, we're having a top 100 gala dinner celebration for the top 10 major categories, and the 10 finalists in each of those categories make up the top 100. And then we are also having our industry awards happening the following day on Wednesday, the 16th September, as part of the AusMumpreneur Conference program. So it's going to be a lot of fun, great networking, and a really great opportunity to get together and celebrate all of your amazing achievements from the last 12 months. So the AusMumpreneur Awards have been around since 2009. We've been doing this for 17 years. It will be 18 years this year that we've been running the AusMumpreneur Awards. And over that time, we have uncovered, discovered, and celebrated thousands of Australian mums in business. It's something we're hugely proud of. When we started out, we really wanted to change the narrative around mumpreneurs and stay-at-home mums in business, because there was this idea that if you were working from home or you were a mum running a business, that it was just some kind of a hobby. And so when we first started out, we were like, this isn't a hobby, and we need to change that narrative, because there are women who are raising their children and running businesses who are creating multi-million-dollar global brands that they started from their kitchen table at home. And so we wanted to change that narrative. We also wanted to inspire other women, because we knew that there were thousands of other women out there starting businesses from home so that they could have that flexibility, the financial freedom, the family time with their kids while their kids were young and growing up. So that was another reason we started the AusMumpreneur Awards, to create that community, to provide inspiration, to provide support for mums who were running businesses. And today there's an estimated 330,000 mums in business across Australia. So these awards are the highlight of the Mumpreneur calendar each year, and celebrate this industry of mums running businesses, and a lot of them running businesses from home. It's incredibly isolating. So it's an opportunity to bring these women together, to celebrate them, to connect with them with other people in their industry and from different parts of Australia who are doing great things, and to really give them that support, inspiration, motivation, and celebration that they need. And so over the last 17 years, we have recognized some incredible women, and we've uncovered them in their early days a lot of the time as well. We've discovered them before they were famous. Some examples of that are Proud Poppy, Active Truth, Figure, Share the Dignity, Bebox, the Mama Movement, Absolute Business Brokers, Pinky McKay, and Erica Creamer, the Queen of Confidence. So these are just some of the brands that we uncovered in their early days, have been part of their journey, have supported them along the way, and have helped to celebrate their success as well. So, yeah, we don't know who the next big thing that we will uncover is this year, but we're super excited to find out who we're going to meet this year and hear about their story and the work they're doing and why they deserve this recognition. So, yeah, super exciting. And we absolutely love that this is what we get to do, supporting women. Yeah. So why you should enter. So I know that often women are kind of sitting on the fence. They're like, I don't know. Am I ready to enter these awards? Is it just bragging? But actually, entering awards is a genius way to do your marketing and promotion. And every single business owner, that's what you need to do. You have to be out there in front of customers, marketing and promoting and telling people about what you do. And so awards are an incredibly great way to get your business known and seen and trusted by customers, existing customers, but also potential customers and new audiences of potential customers as well. So winning an award instantly builds credibility and visibility. So people see that when you're announced as a winner, but even as a finalist, being able to put that on your email signature, on your social media, on your website, people pay attention to that and do take notice. It does help to build that credibility and visibility. It increases customer trust as well, because it's one thing for you to say, oh, I'm really good at what I do. But when someone else is saying that, when it's, a whole panel of judges have read through all of the finalists and have selected you to be the winner in that category, that does give that third-party endorsement that someone has looked at what you're doing, has read more about your business, and can say with confidence that, yes, you are doing a great job. And that sense of trust that builds in your customers is really, really powerful. It's also a great way to grow your confidence even just by going through the application questions is a really important way to reflect on how far you've come. And I hear this all the time from our nominees that they didn't realize how much they had actually achieved until they went through their application and they answered that a question about, what have we achieved in the last 12 months? And looking back and pausing to take time to reflect on that is really powerful and a great way to grow your confidence and think about, okay, well, I haven't got to everywhere that I want to get to, but look how far I have got to. That's pretty impressive. So it's great for growing your confidence and giving you that opportunity to reflect. It does attract collaborations as well. So every single year we see people who are part of these awards connecting and collaborating with other women in business. And it can be incredibly powerful. You don't know what opportunities this could open the door for you. And we've seen huge things happen out of these awards. People get invited to partner with corporate brands or find opportunities in international markets, or find somebody to help them collaborate on a marketing activity and help expand their reach. So it can lead to all sorts of new opportunities for you and for your business. Of course, expanding your network as well, connecting with the other women in your category, the other women who are part of the awards. If you're able to come to the conference in Sydney, I highly recommend it, because the connections and people you'll meet in that room are phenomenal and will help you to grow your network and find new customers as well. It's really important to celebrate your success. I think so often in business, we get so caught up just trying to keep everything going, really busy on doing all the work, that we don't make the time to pause and to celebrate our journey and how far we've come. So it is really important to do that as well. And this is a really beautiful opportunity for that. It's also a great way to share your story and your impact. Talking about why you were nominated in your social media is really powerful, and why you started your business in the first place. Like, that's a story that people want to hear. it's important to know that. And so every single one of our finalists receives a press release template that you're encouraged to send to your local media, to the radio, TV, the newspaper. And we've seen incredible success stories of people getting into the media. We've had our finalists be featured on 60 Minutes, on the Today Show, on Sunrise, on all of the TV channels of like the local news, as well as being featured in magazines like Marie Claire, Cosmopolitan, and in the big Australian newspapers as well, such as the Herald Sun and other publications like that. So huge opportunities for you to share your story with whole new audiences. And, you know, as business owners, that's our job. That's what we've got to do. We've got to keep showing up and getting in front of people who are potential customers. So this is another amazing way to do that. As I've said, connecting with like-minded women in business. And I think for us as mums in business, we're often surrounded by friends and family who don't really get it. They don't understand the challenges that we face as mums running businesses. And they don't understand why it's so exciting when we have a win. Other mums in businesses do get it. They do realize that, you know, when you are having a hard day, there's often other people in your life you can't talk to that about, but other mums in business, they get it. They really do understand the challenges and how hard it is to get a business up and running when you're also a mum and raising kids. As I said, it really does open the door to new opportunities, things like getting in the media, but speaking on stage and other opportunities for your business to attract potential customers, but also partners, suppliers, and people who can help you. There's something powerful about being recognized on a national stage as well. That really does make people stop and take notice of what you're doing and why you do what you do. So being recognized in a national awards program is such a powerful accolade for your business, for sure. And then positioning your brand as an industry leader. So we all have competitors. I know that you probably have lots and lots of competitors. But if you're able to position yourself as a leader in your field, it does set you aside. It sets you apart from what everyone else is doing and positions you as somebody who knows what they're doing, is doing an amazing job, and is a leader in the industry. So it's definitely worth looking at awards. It's certainly not about bragging. There's so many other reasons why you should enter awards. And we encourage people to self-nominate because it is a really powerful part of their marketing program each year. Okay, next slide. Did that go backwards?
Backwards.
That's interesting. Okay, yeah. So what's involved in the application process? So there are, it's pretty straightforward and simple, but we thought we'd take the time to go through some of those steps with you today so that it was clear about what is involved. So obviously the first step is to be nominated or to nominate yourself. From there, it's really about thinking about how many categories that you would like to enter. We have a whole host of categories to choose from for different stages of business, different sizes of business, different industries as well. We're really passionate about diversity and inclusion, so we have categories for that. We have lots and lots of categories to choose from. So really is a matter of going through on the website. There's a page where it lists all of the categories and thinking about which ones are right for you and your business. You can just enter one or you can enter many. And we do recommend entering a few of them if you're able to afford it, because it does give you better chance of being lucky and winning an award. So definitely take the time to go through those categories and think about which ones are going to be right for you. So from there, once you've decided how many categories you want to enter, there is an application fee. So you go through and pay that, and then it'll take you to the awards platform, where the next step is to create your entrant profile and put in all of your business information. So your website, your address details, contact details, those sort of things go in there. And then you go through and you can start with your first application. We do recommend just doing one application first, even if you're entering multiple categories. If you do the first one and get it all set up and right and you're happy with it, then you can easily duplicate that for your second category and your third category, and obviously tailor and tweak those questions, but you've got the bulk of that work is already done for you and it's in there. So start with your first one. Choose one category that you feel strongly about, probably the one that resonates the most with you. Start with that one, and then go through and complete the category questions. There are 11 questions, and each one is only around 150 to 300 words required for the word count. So it's not a massive job. It's not going to take you weeks and weeks to do your application, but we do recommend setting aside a couple of hours or an afternoon so that you can focus and answer those questions. And then once you've done all of your category questions, you are required to upload a photo, because on the awards night, we put all of the photos of the finalists up on the big screen. So you want to make sure that your awards photo is professional. It's a good quality photo. It's something that you would be proud to have on a giant screen in Sydney. So do take the time to choose a nice photo or go and take a fresh new photo that will be suitable to use for your application. And then step 5, you have to make sure that you press submit before that deadline of the 20th of July. And it's amazing how many people go through the whole process and then forget to press submit. They just press save. Unfortunately, the judges cannot see your answers unless you have pressed submit. So it's super important to make sure you double check everything and then press submit. And in fact, after you've pressed submit, you are still able to go back in and proofread and check things and make changes up until the closing date for resubmission. So you do have time to check everything over, but it is super important that you press submit on your completed application. Anything else that I've missed there?
I don't think so.
Okay. All right. So which categories should I enter? Do you want to do some talking now?
Sure. So get lots of questions about this, and I know it is tricky because there's so many, it can get overwhelming. But really, it's just about looking at what type of business do you have. We've got the industry categories. We try to cover as many industries as we can. So if you can go through those and see where your business fits best, I think that's the best place to start, is those industry categories. Then we have categories for people who are making an impact. So you might be have a social enterprise or be doing really great work in sustainability or community impact. So there's some impact categories, and you'll see them on the website. They're labeled that way, so you can go and see if you might fit in those ones. Then also we've got categories for people who are doing things that are a bit unique or different, or even people who've overcome incredible challenges. So we've got the global brand. So if you're a brand and you're exporting internationally, you can enter that. And that can be for service-based businesses or product businesses. Business evolution, which used to be called the business pivot. And it's for, if you've had to, change things in the way you've been doing business and you've done something really innovative, that's a great category to enter. Overcoming the odds. Some people have just overcome incredible challenges, and we really love to highlight these stories as well and celebrate these women and what they've been through. And then one to watch. So this is for if you're just very new, or even if you have an idea, you can enter this category and tell us about, what you've got planned to do. So that's cool as well. And then we have our categories for diversity, which is really important to us. And these categories, some of them are free to enter, so that we recognize Indigenous business excellence, multicultural business excellence, disability leadership. So this is for women with a disability to enter, and our LGBTQIA+ business excellence awards. So they're great categories to enter too if you identify with any of those. Oh, and then our recommendations. So, of course, it's totally up to you. You can enter one category, you can enter 10, whatever you like. But we think if you are going to enter a few different categories, it's good to look at, yes, those industry categories, impact and leadership. There's people's choice categories, and they're a great way of engaging your audience. And then this year we're doing our top 100, which we're going to talk about in the next slide. But yes, something from one of our major categories if you want to be part of that this year.
Yeah, fantastic. So yeah, lots of different categories to choose from. So yeah, when it comes to choosing the right categories, don't overthink it. So it doesn't have to be perfect, but if you think that your business aligns with that category and that category resonates with you and your story, then we do recommend putting your hand up for that one. So, because yeah, what we find is many people fit into multiple different categories. So, try and choose the ones that reflect different aspects of your business. So, things like the leadership and the impact, as well as the industry, how long you've been in business as well. So, yeah, there's lots of different options. So, really think about what's going to be right for you. A really good approach is to start with the category that you feel most connected to, and then add categories where your achievements would naturally align as well. And really think about your business's strengths and your journey and the impact that your business has. So, yeah, different categories can highlight different parts of your story. So, it's all about thinking about your story and which categories are going to tell that story for you.
Yeah, and also think about your market. What is appealing to your customers? Do they care that you have sustainability? And is that something that's really important? Are they looking for a company that, does good community service? So think about, yeah, what that little badge is going to mean on your website to the people who are coming there to do business with you.
Yeah, it really is all about positioning.
Yeah.
And I know one of our previous winners of the top award, AusMumpreneur of the Year, in her industry, there were lots of people who were making similar products to her. But what made her special and made her different was that she was a mum making products for kids. She wasn't just a big corporation making products for kids. And so positioning herself as AusMumpreneur of the Year and winning an AusMumpreneur Award helped convey that story and positioned her as a real mum making real products for your kids. And that really connected with her customers in a powerful way. So, in terms of positioning, yeah, being part of these awards is really powerful for that and telling that story to your customers.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yes, as Katie was saying, this year for the first time, we are having our top 100 gala dinner. Do you want to talk more about the top 100?
Yeah, it's super exciting for our gala this year. We'll be recognizing all of the top 100 finalists in our top 10 major categories. So it's, yeah, just another way that we can recognize even more moms doing incredible work and showcasing what they do. So we're really excited about that. The dinner's going to be in Sydney the night before conference this year. So yeah, it's very exciting. These are the categories that make up our top 100 finalists. So AusMumpreneur of the Year, Rising Star, Business Excellence, Woman Changing the World, Global Brand, Digital and Tech Innovation, Product Innovation, Service Business, Creative Entrepreneur, and our regional and remote businesses.
Okay, so every year we get questions about the payments and how much it is and how it works. So we thought we'd go through some of this with you today, and we're happy to do questions at the end as well. But for our top category, which is AusMumpreneur of the Year, there is an entry fee for that one of $500. And then the other 9 out of those top 10, which we'll be recognizing at the gala dinner, is $297 to enter any one of those other categories. Then we have different bundles. So if you just want to enter one category, it's only $150. It's a really great deal. You get the press release template as well if you go through as a finalist, and it gives you that, the opportunity to be part of the awards. But we do think it's a great idea to enter more than one category if you're able to. And there's different options. So you can enter 2 categories, 4, 6, 8, up to 10 categories. So lots of different opportunities there to really put yourself in with a better chance of placing in one or more categories. And then we do, because we're so passionate about representation and inclusion, we do have free categories available for people who identify as Indigenous, as Torres Strait Islander or Aboriginal people, for people with disabilities. So we feel it's really important that they are included and have opportunities to tell the world about the work they do as well. So we have the Disabled Business Excellence category. Nonprofit organizations, we know how hard nonprofits work, and so we wanted to give nonprofit founders the opportunity to be part of these awards. And then our LGBTQIA plus businesses as well. It's really important that we are including and supporting LGBTI QIA. We got 2 I's in there. I think it's LGBTQIA plus business owners as well. So yeah, that's how the pricing works. It starts from $150 for one category. But if you're wanting to have more chances, then we do recommend entering at least a few more as well.
Yeah, or even if you want to have more categories that recognize what you do as well. So you get a badge as a nominee, and then if you make it through as a finalist, you also get a badge. So it's not just about winning
Absolutely.
in the awards as well. You can still get that credibility and recognition.
Yeah, plus the press release template as
True.
well, and the support of an amazing community around you too.
Yeah.
All right, next. So writing your application. Do you want to go through this one?
Sure, you probably have more information, so chime in if I've missed something. But with writing the application, so you'll enter our awards platform, and like Peace was saying before, you fill in the first application and then you can duplicate it. Is that correct?
Yeah, so it's very easy to copy your first application and then make your second one.
Yes, so we've had quite a few questions about like how if I enter more categories, is it going to take me a lot more time? So you can duplicate it across, and then we recommend you just go into each one and just tailor it. And especially the question about the last question, which is about why you should be recognized for this particular award. Tailoring that question in particular is recommended for each category, but it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to have to spend hours and hours doing each category. You can do your first one, make sure it's right, get it checked, check for typos, and then duplicate it across, and it'll cut down on your timing then. Yes, so you could copy the answers across. Your business story, achievements, growth, and impact will often overlap for each category. Yes, and you have one main profile, please. Do you want to talk about naming your profile? Because I know that's really important.
Yeah, some people come up with creative names for their entry, but we actually need your name. So your first name and your last name as your entry title, because that works for our system then. And if you are entering for someone else, if you're an assistant who's writing it for their employer or anything like that, make sure you have the correct name listed, because if it's wrong once in the system, it just ends up being wrong other times as well. So it's really important that you have your name written as the entry name.
Yes.
Okay. So these are the questions that are asked in the application. So we are going to go through these. We've got another workshop coming up in July.
On the 7th.
Yeah, on the 7th. But I thought it would be a great idea to go through these questions with you now as well, just so you have an idea of what the questions are. And once you start your entry as well, you're able to download the PDF of the questions too, so you can do a rough draft. But these questions are what inspired you to start your business. So the judges want to hear why did you do this? Why are you so passionate about it? They want to hear the story behind why you started your business. Did you just start it to make money, or was there bigger reason and meaning? Is it something you've always been passionate about? They want to hear that story. So this is a great question for your storytelling and to talk about why you do what you do, why you love it. So what makes your business special or unique? So I want you to think about your own superpowers and your business's superpowers, and what makes you the best at what you do and what makes you stand out from the crowd, from your competitors. And we always recommend people ask on their social media, like, what is it that makes me unique? Like, what are my powers, superpowers? What are my strengths? How do you see me? And that's a really lovely activity to do, but sometimes it's really enlightening as well. You find out things that you hadn't thought about or hadn't even realized that you were doing really well. So that question is a great opportunity to think about, why is your business so amazing? Why do people love you and always come back to you? Are you offering great customer service? Are you doing something differently that other businesses aren't doing? So that's something you can talk about in that question. Then your next question is, what has been your greatest challenge and how have you addressed this? Now, it's not about the challenge. It's really what the judge is looking for is your ability to overcome challenges. So, are you innovative? Are you resourceful? Do you have a positive mindset? Do you know how to ask for help? Do you know how to come up with really creative solutions? So think about not just the challenge, but your ability to overcome that challenge and what that looked like. Tell us that story of overcoming that challenge and all the ways that you were able to address that challenge and grow and learn from it as well. Then our next question is, what are your top 3 greatest achievements? This question's really important. You have to think about what you've achieved, and if you can tell us it with like statistics or data or numbers, something measurable, then that really helps as well. So you're trying to paint a picture for the judges of how impressive you are. So if you've had 25% growth in the last 12 months, that's something impressive that the judges want to hear about. For example, we've started our global awards 3 years ago, but in the last 12 months, we jumped from 55 countries to 97 countries. So being able to talk about that in an awards application is something that the judges are like, wow, that is impressive. So really think about what you've achieved and then how you can make that sound impressive by using measurable data or information to really illustrate what you've done. And what do you attribute these achievements to? Like how did we go from 55 countries to 97 countries? And for us, it's all been about our organic growth and word of mouth and referrals from other people in our community and the strength of our community. So how did you get your achievements? What was it that helped you to achieve the things that you did? So really thinking about that is important too. Your big picture vision. I love this question because this is where you are now, but this is where you're going. And the judges want to hear about that. What is your dream for your business? What are you hoping to achieve? What's the impact that you're wanting to have? What's your legacy going to be? And so really allowing yourself, giving yourself permission to dream big is so important anyhow, but it's really important for this question too. What is your big picture vision for your business? What is the greatest lesson that being in business has taught you? Business teaches us things every single day. So I'm sure that you'll be able to come up with something there that being in business has taught you, the greatest lesson it's taught you. Make it inspiring, make it something that the judges are going to be, really connected with as well. And think about something that's been really meaningful for you. What advice would you give to someone thinking about starting a business for the first time? So again, this is advice that you've gained through running a business. It's through these lessons that you've learned, but it's an opportunity to write something different than what you've just written about the lesson that you've learned. Think about what advice you'd give somebody who was starting out in business. And then the final question, why should you be recognized for this category? And I always say to people, do not be humble. This is not your time to be humble. The judges are not looking for who's the most humble to win the award. They are looking for people who are proud and confident and know that they are doing a great job in their business. They're looking for people who are determined and passionate. And so why should you be recognized for this category? because of that determination and that passion and that hard work that you've put in. Don't be afraid to talk up your achievements and be confident and be proud of everything you're doing in your business. Because yeah, this is your moment to shine and to tell the judges. They won't know unless you tell them. So it's really important to tell that story and to be proud of yourself and your business when you're doing this application. Okay.
Absolutely.
So those are the questions. So tips to make the process a bit easier. It is it's not a huge job, but if you leave it till the last minute, if you try and enter at 11:50 and it's due at 11:59 p.m., you're going to be stressed. So please don't do that. Please don't do that. And I love that you've turned up for this call. That shows me that you are committed and ready to learn what to do. So the best advice we have is to start early and start making notes straight away. So I've just been through the questions with you. I'm sure that while I was speaking, it's probably got some ideas going already. So grab a pen, piece of paper, and just start jotting your ideas down. I find that when I have a whole page of like random dot points, then when it comes to actually writing the application, that I've got something to start from. If I'm just staring at a blank page, it's so much harder. And you've got all of the answers already. You know your business better than anybody else. So if you can just start making dot points and right away from now, just like jotting down ideas, when it comes to time to do your application, you are ready to go. So we do recommend copying your answers. So you can download that the PDF with all of the questions and doing a rough draft in a Word document first so that you've got a backup copy, because tech does fail sometimes. We've had people who they were almost ready to press submit and then the power went out. And then when they turned their computer back on, it had all gone. But if you've saved it to a Word document and keep saving each time you work on it, then when it comes time to enter the application, you're ready to go and you won't have that last minute stress. It's also great if you've got it as a Word document, then you can send it to a friend to have a read over, because often we're so close to our business that it's difficult for us to describe what it is that we actually do. But the judges don't know what it is that you do. So getting somebody else to have a read over it and say, and give you that kind of feedback, like, oh, you need to really talk about what you do here because it's not clear, can make a huge difference to your application. So we do recommend getting a friend or someone to have a look over your application before you put it in. So you can, as we said before, you can duplicate your entry and have similar answers for your questions. So that's a really great tip, and that helps to make it very straightforward. Focus on progress, not perfection. The judges aren't looking for the most perfect business. They're looking for the most committed business and determined business and passionate business. So it's okay if you're not perfect in all of your areas. Just tell the story of what you do and why it matters. As I said before, ask people what makes you special or what makes your business special. You can ask your customers, what is it about my business that you love? And it's always great to get testimonials from your customers about why they love you and support you. And it's great to include some of those testimonials in your application as well. So keep examples and results specific where possible. So as I was saying, you don't have a lot of word count. Some questions have only 150 words. So you do need to keep it brief. As well as that, the judges are reading through lots and lots of applications. So you want to keep it succinct, brief, and to the point. You don't need to be writing long, wordy application answers, and dot points are absolutely fine as well. So being very focused and specific is a great strategy for sure. And as I said, get someone to read over your application and check for typos, make sure it all makes sense before you put it in is also a really important thing to do. So, what are the judges looking for? So, our judges are previous winners of these awards. We've been running these awards for 17 years. It'll be 18 years this year. So, that's thousands and thousands of women. Anyway, we choose judges normally from the last year's winners or the year before. We do have some who've been with us for 10 years or more of coming and being judges for us. But we have around somewhere between 45 to 85 judges, 3 judges
No, we
for every
have
single category.
50 judges.
We have a lot of judges, and coordinating all of the judges is a big job. But yes, the judges are amazing. They read every single application and they score each question out of 10. So out of those questions that you've written, they give each one a score. And then from there, the scores are averaged and added up, and that's how we determine who the winners are. So they're looking for impact, they're looking for storytelling, they're looking for measurable outcomes, they're looking for impressive achievements, and yeah, impact as well, the work that you're doing, how it's making a difference to your customers and their lives. They're looking for authenticity, they're looking for clear examples, as I've said, measurable outcomes. If you're able to show growth as a percentage or as a number, it's really powerful. But they're also looking for your passion as well. Were you going to jump in?
I was just going to say that, and the measurable outcomes is important also, because that it's not like you have to show that you've, been from $1 million company to a $2 million company. It can be like we were saying before, we were in 55 countries and now we're in 97. But as long as you can just show growth, it doesn't have to be, it's not about who's making the most money. It's about who's growing and who can show that sustainable growth in their business.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Or impact as well is important as well.
Yeah, well, there's lots of companies that give back or do different things.
Yeah.
There's things that you can talk about through your work as well. And people who like the lives of people that you've changed.
Yeah.
That's also
a
beautiful way to tell your story.
In a measurable way, it really just shows what you're achieving.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Next slide. So we get a lot of people with imposter syndrome. They're like, I don't know if I'm successful enough yet, or I'm ready yet. But actually know that we've got categories. We've even got the one to watch, which is for early stage businesses who are pre-launch. So it doesn't matter whether you've been in business for 20 years or for 2 years or less. We do encourage you to be part of it and share what your vision is and what you're doing, and tell us about your work. You don't have to be famous. You don't have to have 100,000 followers on Instagram. It's not about that. That's not what the judges are looking for at all. Yeah, so we're all about celebrating women at different stages and just really encouraging everyone to keep doing what they do and doing a good job, and to celebrate how far they've come and the progress that they've made. All right. Do you want to talk about the bonus category offer?
Yes. So we talked about categories before. We've got an offer at the moment before, if you are able to get in and purchase your categories before the 7th of June, you get an extra category for free. So if you enter 2, you'll get 3. If you enter 4, you'll get 5, and so on. So yeah, it's just a good opportunity, if you can, to get on. And then also you can start filling in your application straight away and get on top of that as well. So yes.
Yeah.
Little bonus offer that we've got going at the moment.
Yeah. And it is a great idea to get started on your application, to download that question form and start making notes, because the judges can tell when people have rushed their application as well. Whereas if you've given yourself enough time to think about the answers and start working on it, it really does make a big difference.
Yeah.
All right, so these are the key dates. So nominations close on the 10th of July. So you do have a bit of time to keep nominating and to get your nomination in if you haven't nominated yet. We also have our Nominate to Win competition at the moment, and that gives you the opportunity to go into the draw to win a trip to Sydney to come with us to the conference. And that prize gives you a VIP ticket. So the 3-day pass where we've got all sorts of amazing events happening. There's the harbour cruise happening. We've got the Entrepreneurs High Tea. There's a masterclass day. Of course, the Top 100 Gala dinner. So that VIP ticket includes all of those events across those 3 days. As well as that, you'll get $1,000 towards your flights and accommodation to join us in Sydney. So it's a pretty great prize. And all you have to do is nominate 10 Australian mums in business for these awards, and then you'll go in the draw. And yeah, it's such a great prize. The runners up also receive tickets to the conference as well. So there's prizes for the top 5 runners up, and the grand prize winner gets a prize valued at $3,297. So yeah, and such an amazing opportunity.
Yeah, and so many of us work with other mums in business, so like it's easy to think about the women that you work with, the business besties, and
your virtual assistants and the other contractors that you might work with as well. So yeah, it's a great opportunity to get those nominations in for other women and go in the draw. But as well as that, it's really special to be nominated by somebody. So we've heard from people who have received a nomination, even just this week, we've heard from people who've been nominated by someone else, and that person's written a little message of why they've nominated them. And it's just so lovely. And you never know when someone's having a bad day, and getting a message like that can really lift their spirits and help them keep going through the tough times. So
yeah, it is. It's beautiful. Yeah, and we emailed them and let them know that it was you that nominated them, and send the message. So yeah, really just a beautiful thing to do.
Yeah, so whether you nominate 10 or whether you only nominate 1, it really does brighten someone's day. So yeah, we do encourage you to do that. So you've got till the 10th of July to get those nominations in, and then those completed application questions are due by the 20th of July. So you've got a bit of time, but yes, you must have them in by the deadline, because after that, all of the applications are sent to the judges, and the judges will begin reading the applications. Then finalists are announced on the 7th of August. And then People's Choice voting starts the following day, the 8th of August, and closes on the 22nd of August. And then the awards are announced on the 15th and 16th of September.
And to Sydney, party.
So the awards will be announced live in Sydney, but we will also do a live stream for people tuning in, friends and family tuning in from home as well. So as we were saying before, the top 10 categories will be announced on the 15th, and then the other categories will be announced on the 16th of September as well. Okay, next slide. We are having our awards application co-writing session workshop on the 7th of July. So that's a great opportunity to come together here on Zoom. We'll go through the questions together. We'll answer any of your questions about your business and what to write for your application. And it's just that supportive session where we
and bring all your notes, and it's a space to write your application. So yeah, it's going to be good.
Yes. So these are the VIP experiences that I mentioned before. Do you want to go through that?
So we're going to be in Sydney, taking over the city from the 14th, 15th and 16th of September. Our program starts on the 14th with our Entrepreneurs High Tea, a beautiful high tea event at the Shangri-La looking over the harbour. We'll have panel discussions as well as a special guest speaker at that event. So it's a really beautiful afternoon of networking and inspiration. Then that night we have our dinner harbour cruise on the beautiful Sydney Harbour. We'll have a little cruise up and down past all the sites, and beautiful relaxed evening of networking and getting to meet the other VIP attendees who will be joining us. The next day we have our masterclass day. So this is our real in-depth professional development day. So we'll be doing hands-on workshop style master classes with a range of different experts. And it's a great day to actually get in and do some real work on your business, do that business planning and growth and professional development for your next 12 months in business. That night, we have our top 100 dinner. Everyone is welcome to that too. So you don't need to be in the top 10 awards to go to the dinner. We encourage everyone to come along and celebrate.
Yeah, it's going to be beautiful.
Yes, and we'll be we'll be announcing the winners for the top 10 categories and recognizing the 100 women in those categories. So that's brand new for this year, and we're really excited about it. It's going to be such a great night, and that's at the Swiss Hotel, which is in George Street in Sydney. The next day we have our conference, our national conference. Again, we'll have beautiful speakers, panels. We'll be talking about all of the latest industry news and marketing and covering all different topics of business. And what we need to be across for business in 2026.
We'll also be launching our new book, Trust and Transformation, at this event. You'll hear from the authors. We'll have our author panel, and there'll be opportunities for book signing and buying copies of the books on the day as well.
Yeah. And then that afternoon, we give out the rest of the awards. So all of the industry categories will be announced in the afternoon. And then following that, we'll have our celebration. So we'll have a cocktail party, lots of time for photos and networking and just celebrating how hard we all work in business as moms, juggling mom life and business. So yeah, it's going to be such a fun program. Everyone always has a great time, and just getting to spend time with other moms in business who truly understand what it's like is such a great thing to do.
Yeah, the networking connection across those 3 days is really powerful.
Yeah.
So if you are able to come to Sydney, we just recommend that you do. And people who are coming for the first time, we always hear from first-time attendees that they found it so welcoming. They made friends straight away, and they felt awkward at first when they got there, but within 5 minutes they had found somebody to talk to and made new friends. So yeah, it is a great opportunity to.
We've got early bird tickets on at the moment, and they close on the 31st of May. So if you are looking at coming to the masterclass or the entrepreneur VIP program, now's a really good time to get your tickets, because they are discounted until Sunday.
Yeah.
So yes.
Okay, next slide. Oh, nominate to win.
Yeah,
I've already covered nominate to win. Make sure you get those entries in before the 10th of July to go into the draw.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so
questions. We did all the talking. We talked for nearly a whole hour.
I know.
But I would love if you have a question or you want to jump in and say hi, please turn off your microphone, turn on your camera and say hi. Hi, Leanne. How are you?
Say hi. I'm really well. It's lovely to see you, ladies.
Yes, you too. You too. Did you have any questions for us?
I do. I'm curious, I guess how many in each category you get nominating into each category, just to have a feel. Because I am like, oh, I feel like I'm that one and I'm not sure, should I be that one or,
Yeah. So some of the really popular categories, like obviously AusMumpreneur of the Year or Business Excellence, we can get something like 60 people trying to go for those categories. So they are very, very competitive. And that's why we do recommend going for something more niche, because those more niche categories have less entrants typically.
I'm happy to go niche. That
so it is a good strategy.
That's what I was looking at. Anyway, it fits better for what where I'm at. So okay, good. I think that's it. It's been very helpful. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. So good to see you.
Thank you.
Does anybody else want to jump in and say hello? Do we have any more questions?
I'll just jump on and say hi, and thanks for the information. It was good.
Hi, Anthony. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Last year was my first year and I had no idea what I was doing.
Yeah.
And so now I'm feeling a little bit more, that's okay.
Oh, that's good. That's good. And are you thinking about coming down to see us in Sydney?
I will be there.
You're coming, yay.
I'm coming.
Oh,
I
that's
just
great.
haven't
Yeah.
decided if I'm doing, I'll definitely be there for the 15th, 16th. Just haven't decided
Yes.
if I'm going to do the 14th or not.
Yeah,
And I'll
beautiful.
probably have to drag my kids as well. So we'll see how that goes.
That'll be
That's
fun.
a whole other discussion.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, it's going to be good.
But I'll be seeing you ladies at Amplify Her as well. I'll be speaking there
Yes.
too.
Yay.
Yes. In July. Yeah. It's going to
Yes.
be fun.
Yeah. It'll be good.
Beautiful. So good. Any other questions before we wrap up? Anybody else want to jump in and say hello? All right. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for being here. And if you have any more questions, just send us through an email. But we will be holding our next one of these workshops in this series next Thursday. And we'll send out a calendar invitation to all of our nominees so that you know when it's on and what's happening. All right.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. And we'll see you again soon. Bye.